Hello, everybody. It's me again. I'm excited to be back and to try my hand again against these tough robots. Hope everyone's having a nice fall and the weather's cooling down wherever you are. All right, let's get into it. So here we have a ratty 8 points with a ratty hard suit. Should we overcall and our partner's even a passed hand, or should we pass, or should we double? Well, let's go through these options. I don't like doubling, just a little bit too light. I would hope my partners would have a little more than this if they were to double. So I'm going to have a little more when I double just to be a good partner. Pass versus one heart. I don't have a very strong feeling, but I've just found in general that bidding is a better approach to bridge than passing when you have an option. And here we have a singleton club and we have playability in the hand. So I'm just going to overcall. Yes, this could work out poorly, especially if it pulls partner away from a spade lead toward a heart lead sometimes. But here it seems to be okay. He even raised to 3 hearts freely, with it says 2 to 11 points. Okay. So here we are on lead. We can lead our bid and raise suit, or we can strike out into the unknown with a high spade lead. I wouldn't really lead a low spade. The reason is if you're leading a spade, I just find it's better tempo to lead a high one. Sometimes there's a jack doubleton with the opponents or whatever, and you're squashing it. Sometimes you might win the trick and like not only give away one trick, and for them to get another trick, they have to let you back in, so then you can lead again. But I think that's too speculative. I mean, partner went out of his way to raise to 3 hearts, so hopefully he has some help for us here. So that's pretty good help, right? The king and the ace. So we just don't know where the jack is. We'd love to know. We don't know how many hearts they have, north and east. We don't know what's happening in the heart suit. But it is going to be very risky for us to play another heart. I don't know if Leah plays any sort of Smith Echo. I'd be surprised if they do, but Smith Echo is kind of designed for this sort of situation where the card partner plays now on the run of the clubs. If they play low high, or if they play high low, instead of being count or suit preference like it normally would be, a Smith Echo would tell your partner if they like the lead or not, right? So if partner had king 10 small, they would say, no, I don't like it. But if they have king jack small or whatever, like a very good holding, they would say, oh my goodness, partner, I like your lead. Please lead them again from your side. And a negative Smith Echo would say, please don't lead them again. But I don't think we have that tool available. However, we love to see a club to the jack. And the reason is, it looks like partner might get in now and solve our problems. Okay, partner had the jack of hearts and it's just going to play it. And this is going to be, partner's testing us, making sure we're awake. An easy set now. And I wouldn't be surprised if we got, a club to the, there goes the king. I guess it was king, queen, doubleton. There's no reason not to play the king of spades. I doubt it matters. But okay, so it was a good lead. The king of spades lead would not have been successful. If partner hadn't raised hearts, there would be a much stronger argument for leading the king of spades, because partner doesn't have hearts, then maybe they have spades. But when they went out of their way to raise us, we would need a better spade sequence than that, I think. Okay, East has opened a diamond. We could sit back and wait and hope they land in diamonds, but the truth is they almost never will. And we have an exciting enough hand to overcall. So here we go to clubs, pass, pass, pass. Okay, well, this is sometimes very bad. Here it's not very bad, but they do have a hard fit, but I don't think they want it to be there. So I don't think it's great for us to be in 2 clubs here. We'll see how the defense goes. Oh, did you see what I just did? I don't get undos. I just assumed East would win the ace of diamonds and I ducked it. Hopefully it doesn't cost me a trick. That was just very sloppy. You're welcome, everybody, if that costs a trick. All right, so they've played ace, king, ace for a rough. Looks like West is 2-2. Ooh, that's nice of them, playing a heart for me. I got to at least pitch a diamond away. So now I have options. I can lead a diamond up toward my honor, since otherwise, if I don't do that, I'm going to lose 2 diamonds later. Or I can just take a club finesse and get some kiddies off the street. So I think both lines are kind of reasonable. It looks like East had 4 spades and 4 diamonds. And I would guess East has a few hearts, because otherwise West has really a lot of hearts, which means East won't have a lot of clubs. But I can't tell where the king is. I don't think West has king, queen of hearts, right? It would be a strange switch to the 2. He doesn't know I'm void in hearts. So right now, East has turned up with the ace king of spades and the ace jack 10 of diamonds, which is 12 points, and a hard honor, right, by inference. So I think West has the king of clubs. So I don't need to take a club finesse. I think I should lead a diamond and hope that the 10 of clubs is with East. All right, I can ruff with the queen or I can ruff with the 8. They're both in the game. If I ruff with the 8, I'm hoping that the 10 of clubs is with East. If I ruff with the queen, I'm kind of hoping the same thing, but maybe I survive king 10 small with West. I don't think West has king 10 small that often, just because that would give them 6 hearts to an honor and the king of clubs and the queen of spades. Maybe they would have done something. On the other hand, I really don't think East has a lot of clubs, so I'm guessing this probably doesn't matter too much. I think the 8's a little better if the clubs are really breaking horribly. Basically, this is not going well, and I think had I won the first diamond, it might have been a little bit better. So chalk this up to the misclick. Okay, good. He overruffed with the king. That's wonderful. Because now I probably, presumably, have the rest. Okay, draw the kitties. And maybe it did not cost me any tricks, what I did. Or maybe it did. We're about to see on the hand record. Okay, so down 1 is an okay result, I think. I'm not unhappy with that. It says that's the best we can do. Feels like it's the best we can do. I got a little lucky the 10 of clubs was with East, or I'd be down 2, which would be really terrible. And it turns out East-West can even make 2 hearts. It may be triple dummy or double dummy, you know, finessing everyone out of everything. Or it may just play itself, you know, if West sort of takes their tricks and roughs things and North just ends up getting end played in the trump suit. Okay, 18 highs. Not again, I would not call this a very good 18 high card points because of these short hard honors that will often be doing no work at all. But when our partner gives us an inverted raise, that's pretty exciting because that means we have a game and we might have a slam. Everything is stopper showing, okay. The normal thing to do with this hand would be to bid 2-no trump. However, I'd really think I'd rather play it from partner's side because these hearts, if they have the ace, it might be important for partner to bid no trump. And I don't see much necessarily reason to play it from our side. So I'm going to bid a stopper up the line. This is kind of like, who knows, you know, we're going in the weeds a little. And now partner says they have an opening bid with stoppers. So we have too much to pass this. We have 18 points, right? They could have up to 15, says. I think 4-no trump, showing a balanced hand with, oh, it says I have exactly 3 clubs if I do that. What does 4 clubs show? Non-forcing. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to invite partner with 4-no trump and leave it to them. I expect them usually to pass, but we have so much hand that it doesn't matter. How good is a slam? It's basically on a spade finesse, as you see, right? We're going to lose the ace of hearts, and now it's up to the spade finesse. It turns out it is a lot better to play this from partner's side. I think anyway, the spade looks like it's probably offside, because who doesn't cover the queen there, right? I'm going to just knock out the ace of hearts first. Now, as you can see, I'm in that position where I'm 1 trick away from taking the rest of the tricks. So I'm going to, as I talked about 2 weeks ago in the last video, I'm 1 trick away from taking the rest. So I'm just going to run all my tricks in a sensible order. I could take the spade finesse again, but it only is going to work if my opponent failed to cover the queen with the king and then threw the 8 away. I think the chances of that are very low. In real life, the chances would be literally 0%. I don't know what they are here. But I'm just going to follow my own metric of cashing all my winners and seeing what happens. So as you can see, East has to keep king doubleton of spades, right? Because if he comes down to a singleton king, it's not going to be good for him. I'm just going to take these. And so therefore, he can only keep 2 cards in diamonds. And so I'm going to take this ace of spades. And then I'm going to try the diamonds. Now you'll notice that West can still keep 3 diamonds, right? West just threw their last heart away. But if East happens to start with the queen and the jack of diamonds, they're going to fall under the ace and king. It's a squeeze, right? He has to keep the king of spades guarded, so he has to unguard them. Now it's a low percentage. It's only like 25% that he has them both, but it's better than the 0% I'd have for an extra trick if I didn't cash my tricks in this order. So he had only the queen and not the jack. So West is going to take the last trick with the jack of diamonds. But again, like I went over last week, this is the mechanic of a squeeze, and it's just the right way to play a hand when you're 1 trick short of the rest. Okay, is you cash all your winners in a sensible order. Now, I'm not saying you can't like try a finesse instead if you want. Like you certainly, if you thought the king of spades could be onside, you could just try the spade finesse. But when you know it's offside, you have 1 trick short of the rest, and you just run your tricks in a sensible order. Okay, I've got the right shape for a negative double, but I don't have much of a hand. The question is, do I want to do it? Having 3 little hearts is kind of bad because, you know, if East has hearts, a heart suit, any points partner has in hearts are sitting under the heart suit, and we're going to be no help at all. And we have the 6 deuce of spades, which isn't much spade help. We're only 4-4 in the minors, and we're very minimum. So because we're vulnerable, I'm going to pass this hand just out of self-preservation. If we weren't vulnerable, I would double because the upside of catching a big fit is still there, and the downside is very limited. Okay, so they've bid and raised themselves to 3 hearts. Unfortunately, I can't come in now, even if I should have last round. I ain't doing it now. And we're on lead. So it's normal to lead a spade here. The alternative, since we seem to have half the deck or more, is to lead a trump and just stop West from trumping anything. I think both leads are perfectly sensible, but if you lead a trump and a spade would have given you a rough, your partner is going to wonder, what the heck are you doing? So I'm just going to lead a spade. As you can see, it could easily have been right to lead a trump, as a dummy does have a doubles and spade. It may have been irrelevant, though. The 10 of clubs, what an interesting card to see. So should we cover with the queen? Here's how we can think about it. Is there any need to cover this with the queen? If declarer has the jack, then we don't need to cover this one. We can cover the jack later. And if partner has the jack, we don't need to cover this either, right? So I would not cover this card. I'll just give my partner count, which I believe Stefan said is standard. So they do have the jack and they guessed the clubs, but it wouldn't have helped us to cover that card. All right, our partner is just playing some spades because why not? And we'll throw a diamond because I don't think we need all 4 of these diamonds. Basically, declare wanted to get over there to take a trump finesse and draw trumps, and so that's what they're doing. It was a singleton king the whole time, so they could have just played them from their hand, but of course they don't know that. And it looks like declare had 3 spades, 6 hearts, 2 clubs, and 2 diamonds probably. And the high cards, it looks like they probably have the king of diamonds. So this is a little scary because we may end up getting squeezed here a little bit. Phew. So we had to sort of come down to this end position matrix. And so we are going to pick our winners and go home. So there wasn't much to this hand, right? They just got the 3 hearts. If I had doubled 2 hearts, maybe my partner would bid 3 spades and maybe he wouldn't. It looks like a pretty friendly hand where we can actually make a lot of spades. So doubling in would have been successful here if it led partner to bid 3 spades. As this, you know, you see how friendly it is for us. The spades are very friendly. The diamonds are very friendly. The clubs are friendly. So we would have been able to make it. So anyone who has the courage to double in is going to do better than I did there. All right, partners, we've opened diamonds, partner bid a heart. We could bid 2 clubs, we could bid 1 no trump. I think they're both fine here. In general, in my partnerships, I very much follow the Gavin style of not rebidding a no trump with a singleton in partners major, unless I'm absolutely desperate. Here, I'm not desperate, so I'm just not going to do it, even though I concede that 1 no could be a better contract than 2 of a minor. Well, partner rebidding 2 hearts doesn't feel good. He's a passed hand. However, at least I didn't rebid 1 no trump and hear this, where it's often a 5-card suit. Here, I didn't promise him any support at all, so he's probably got 6 of them. Indeed, he does, and he didn't open a weak 2 for 2 reasons. 1, his suit was terrible, and 2, he has 4 spades on the side. So good judgment here by our partner. We have gotten a spade lead, which is helpful to our cause since it helps us pick up the spade suit. And we can take some discards on the diamonds. The question is, what are we discarding? Do we even want to discard something? So if we had a more robust heart fit, we would surely want to throw our 2 clubs away and not have a club loser. The problem here is that would open us wide open in every suit, as well as we still have spades to deal with, and we still have trumps to deal with, right? So even if we successfully discard our club losers on our diamonds, we're going to have a lot of work to do on this hand, and we'll have given the opponents infinite options on how to defend. They can tap us in clubs, they can get spade roughs, they can get trump promotions by leading like the 4th or even 5th round of diamonds, depending on the split. So it's really playing this hand wide open if we take discards on the diamonds. A more middling route would be just to win this trick and start trumps right away. Yes, they may be able to successfully take spade rough or successfully play clubs, but their options are not as wide open, because if they take their clubs, well, our jack is going to stop the suit, right? If they take their spade roughs, our 10 is still in the game. So it's not clear to me what to do. The one thing we want to do is play low from the dummy, second hand low. You see, like, they have to play the king or the queen to take a trick in the suit. We don't need to call for this jack. It would just be wasting it. Another option would be to pitch 2 spades away on the diamonds. Now that's a little weird because we have a natural spade trick anyway, right? And the 4th round of spades may even be a winner. If they're playing 3rd or 5th leads, it probably is. So that's a weird thing to do. And then like lead a club up, that's another possible line of play. So all these lines of play could be right depending on the lay of the cards. We don't know. So we just want to do the thing that is the most likely to let us survive this. And to me, the 2 standout lines are either leading a diamond and pitching our clubs, or leading a trump. If this lead is 3rd and 5th, then I kind of like taking my diamonds, pitching my clubs, and then leading a spade. Because if it's 3rd and 5th, then our 3rd round of spade is going to cash, and that can't be too bad for us, right? And that means like the 4th round, we can either rough it with the jack of hearts maybe, or maybe if they draw trumps for us, we can cash it. But we would avoid a club loser in that scenario. So I think I'm actually going to try that and sort of play this hand as a scramble. A scramble is a hand where you don't draw trumps and you don't rough things. You're just like doing whatever looks smart in the moment. So East is playing high-low in diamonds and is in fact out of diamonds. So this is starting to get a little dicey, as you can see. And he also had 5 spades and just didn't bother to overcall. That's fine, that's his prerogative. And now sort of the bad scenario is happening that we were worried about, which is the diamonds didn't break and they're just going to start cross-roughing me. Okay, so West discarded on that heart, even though he clearly has more high hearts. I can hope that, let's see, what am I going to hope for? Hope for East having a stiff heart honor. Does that even help me now? If East has a singleton king or queen of hearts, then it means West left remaining. Then West has like ace, 8, small, small. It doesn't really help me. So I think I'll just make the 9 and see what happens. Also, that means I can play 3 9s on the same trick. Yeah, so it didn't matter what I did. I'm just down $1 million here. An unpleasant ending to a hand where the hearts broke a little bit poorly. So what was the winning action here? Probably just playing a trump. So East could win the queen and give their partner a rough, but they'd be limited to 4 trump tricks, a spade, and a club for down 1. It says that would have led to down 1. There's no real reason for me to know that. Doing this diamond play didn't cost a trick per se. It did cost a trick in the play, certainly when I roughed high on the heart return. Perhaps if I had roughed in with the 7 and it forced the queen, I'd have a better chance of just driving out the hearts. But I don't even think that would necessarily, yes, that would have worked, because then I would have not promoted the 8. So anyway, you guys, I gave you guys a chance here. I think a lot of boards here, board 4 and 5, that I could have done better on. So I hope some of you are beating me, and I hope it feels good to beat the experts. And I can't wait until see you the next time.